Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crypto Insider channel. Happy Monday, folks. We took a day off yesterday. I apologize if you were waiting for a video and one didn't come out, but I had to take care of some errands and get my house in order. So I slacked off a little bit yesterday. You can hate me for it in the comments if you want. We got some price news, and that's one of the reasons too. Whenever the market starts going up or starts going down, I like to hold off on the videos until I see where everything's sort of settling out at. So that that's also an influence for me not to do a video. But in any case, we're coming at you from the wild and wonderful city of Austin, Texas today, where we come at you every day from. So no changes there. We got Ziggy, the official Black Labrador mascot of the Crypto Insider channel here, ready to go and ready to make a Crypto Insider video and help out the best he can. Normally, the first screen you see in a Crypto Insider video is our donation for subscribers to @GoodXRP, but today I did send the donation of 9 XRP to @GoodXRP, but they have not sent out that little confirmation tweet yet, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm wondering if it's just a glitch with @GoodXRP or if it's something with the tip bot, given the recent stories that have been in the news there. But in any case, we do donate for each new subscriber to the channel. You can give to charity just by clicking subscribe, so easy. Two birds with one stone. We're going to jump into some price action here. What we are looking at today is live coin watch. Let me just give it a quick refresh. So the market cap's picked up several billion over the past few days. The total market cap, not for for XRP. But we are at 9.7 billion, so that's good. We did break a support level of 23 cents, and it seems like we're kind of maintaining that over the past couple of hours. Looks like the trend is bullish up over the past hour, 0.73%, 3.33% over 24 hours. Now, of course, we are pretty much tied to Bitcoin, but if you look, we are still following it, but it's not quite a one-to-one. I mean, it's very close, but we're still following Bitcoin. The dominance lost about 0.5%. It was up at 67 and now it's 66.48, so a little over 0.5%. The lower this number gets, the more these charts are going to diverge and look a little different. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens once it gets down below 60%, and even more interesting near around 50%, because I think we got to be in the low 50% here to sort of see some of these altcoins forge their own path. We got a news story from Rudy Vora from Crypto News. That's news with a Z.com. 2 hours ago. Yesterday's surge corrects down, price slowly recovers. XRP coin's one-day chart show it has been declining since today morning. English may not be every crypto news reporter's first language, so bear with me here. XRP spent a bullish yesterday, which ended with a head and shoulder pattern. The coin has recently started a not-so-vigorous price rebound according to its 4-hour chart. This was, 2 hours ago? Then she goes on to present her charts and showing the resistance here of 22.78. But it looks like we've broken through that now and traded above the 23 cents. And her conclusion is the XRP price is likely to have a bullish out above the immediate resistance level of 0.2281 soon if the uptrend remains intact. And it has. The same can usher the coin above 23 cents, and it has. Also, the coin is entering into a volatile zone according to the Bollinger Bands. Now, these outlying things here on our chart are the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are an indicator of volatility. You know, when they start to squeeze the data in them, that indicates that an asset is becoming more stable, maybe, but it can also indicate that you're on the verge of a breakout either way. So we'll pay attention to the Bollinger Bands. I have a video on what Bollinger Bands are if you want to check it out. So there's that. Another story from News BTC. Um, let's see. Bitcoin rallied 230% last time this signal flashed, and it's back again. By Nick Chong. He's one of our favorites. We love Nick Chong at the Crypto Insider channel. Always covering your stories, Nick, who probably will never see these videos anyway. But if you do, we appreciate your work. While Bitcoin has struggled over the past few days, a number of long-term bull signals are on the verge of coming to fruition, presenting a massive bull case for the cryptocurrency market. Massive Bitcoin bull signal about to flash is a subheading. Prominent trader Momentum recently noted that while Bitcoin has just entered a new week in terms of price action, a key signal has already started to form. The Fisher transform on the weekly chart is pushing above the zero line, pushing above its bands for the first time since 4,200 in early 2019. Once the signal was confirmed last time around, the price of the cryptocurrency rallied to 14,000, marking a 230% surge from the 4,200 price where the signal is confirmed. The reason I cover this, and I know it's Bitcoin, but I cover it because of the Bitcoin dominance, right? So if we have a 230% rally in Bitcoin, it's possible to get a 200% rally in XRP. So even though we're an XRP focused channel, we're not at the point where we can ignore Bitcoin. So that's why I cover these stories. I hope so. I'm a little bit leery of using chart analysis in the way most people use it. So, chart analysis, technical analysis is looking at historical trends and saying this happened before, so it happened again. And in traditional markets, especially asset classes that have been around for 130 years, it makes more sense because you have more data to compare. Things that have been around since 2009, is with the volatility of crypto and how easy it is to be influenced by one big sell or one big buy, don't respond to technical analysis the same way necessarily all the time. So I can see I have one guy that's always posting, I told you it's technical analysis bad, technical analysis this. It's all we have. So that's why we look at it and that's why we cover it here on the channel. Either that or it's flip a coin and I can tell you, based off heads or tails, whether I think the market will come up, go up or down. And some people have been right in crypto and in XRP. So it works somewhat, but it's very easy to manipulate. This is a piece of FUD that I didn't like, so I thought I'd come on here and blast. Obviously, it's from Bitcoinist.com, so it's not going to be very pro XRP. But Ripple's XRP expected to see a major devaluation, boom bust anchor. Well, when you start an article with Ripple's XRP right there, I'm tempted to not read it. But since it's out there, since you've gone through the trouble of putting this out there, I will respond to some of it. But at least you met a word count, whoever you are, reporter at Bitcoinist.com, and got something out there. Yay for you. Hopefully you get paid. In a recent episode of Boom Bust, anchor Christy I stated that we're expected to see a major devaluation of Ripple's XRP asset following a discussion about the company's IPO announcement. So I've read through this article. There's no technicals in it at all. It's just this anchor's Christy AI's opinion, and nobody's been able to explain to me yet why an IPO could be bad for Ripple, or why them becoming a public company is worse for the price of XRP than them being an LLC or a single file or any other kind of company. Because at the end of the day, the fundamentals of their product don't change. They can call their company anything they want. They can structure it any way they want. ODL still works the same way. It uses XRP as a bridge currency um, to facilitate cross-border payments. Subheading: XRP is not worth its current price. Based on Ripple's generation of financing over the years by selling actual XRP, the IPO may strike a blow against the value of the native cryptocurrency. Huh? Recent news commentary raised doubts whether 22 cents was fair value. Boom bust anchor Christy I asserted that traders are not using XRP for its utility. They're primarily interested in speculative future gains. Now, I agree with you there, Christy. Christy I don't know if I'm saying Christy's name right, but what cryptocurrency is being used for its utility? If you read Satoshi's white paper, Christy, a store of value is not mentioned anywhere in Satoshi's white paper for the use of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin maxis, Bitcoiners, probably people that work where you work, had to invent this utility for Bitcoin because you can't use it for its intended goal, at least not efficiently and not easily. Yeah, you can try to buy a cup of coffee if you want to wait for 6 to 10 validations, and maybe in an hour, when it goes through, they'll give you the cup of coffee. I'm guessing for most people, though, they don't have the time to wait for that. So, people are not using Bitcoin for its stated utility. Ethereum, you could argue a little bit. Yeah, there are some people interested in the smart contract. So if we're just looking at the first couple, but then I can say that CryptoKitties brought down the network or slowed it to a crawl. So that didn't work out quite so well. Now I know there's some upgrades since CryptoKitties and some things there, and Ethereum's still very popular, and I know a lot of traders are very bullish on Ethereum, and I do own a little bit. Usually, sometimes I don't even know if I own any right now. I might have a little bit somewhere. But to say that because people are not using XRP, that me and people listening to this channel are just buying it and speculating on future gains. That's happening with every single one of the 5,000 cryptocurrencies. That's nothing new. Right now, half the people at XRP, they are not using it for the actual utility. They're holding it like an investment. Back when it ballooned to $3, or even now when it's at 22 cents, that value as a utility token, it's not worth 22 cents without any technical background, so we're expected to see a major devaluation, even though it does have utility purpose. So I haven't seen the original broadcast, but I can say she's presented no reason why XRP is not worth 22 cents. And I will say that if somebody's willing to pay 22 cents for it, or the market as a whole is willing to pay 22 cents for it, it is worth 22 cents at that point. So back when it ballooned to $3, there wasn't any utility at all. The ODL corridors weren't built out at that point. That was in January, I think the very beginning part of January 2018. So that was all speculation that drove it over to over $3. Now we have at least 24 banks. We have 3 ODL corridors. I think there's 3 more to come online this year. And we have volume hitting all-time highs every day. There's no switch to flip. And I just want to say, I don't want to be insulting to Christy, but I do want to bust her opinion or the FUD that I think is resulting from her opinion. I don't think this person has done a lot of research into Ripple, into XRP, and certainly not really engaged with many people in the XRP community. And I can understand why. Tribalism is a big thing, and the XRP army is kind of scary, I would imagine, if you're a Bitcoinist, because as soon as you say anything slightly critical of XRP, we just jump on them. Boom. And that's that's a human thing. That has nothing to do with utility or the coins. I'm also into motorcycles, and if you ever see two different people on motorcycles come near each other, you'll see them wave. Well, there's a whole big thing in the motorcycle community where Harley riders won't wave to the crotch rocket people, the people on the Hayabusas, and the people on the Hayabusas won't wave to the people on the Spiders, the three-wheeled motorcycle, and the Spiders won't wave to the. It's ridiculous. Any way we can find to divide ourselves, however uh, we do it, and I think that's more of why there's so much tribalism in crypto. But when it comes to putting my money into something and speculating on the future, I I want to use something that's efficient, that has utility, and is fast and easy to use. So from the tech standpoint, I go with XRP. Some people like Bitcoin and they like making up new uses for it. Oh, it's a store of value. Well, it's a slow, clunky store of value. Any single crypto in the world can be a store of value. Tezos can be a store of value if that's where people decide they want to put their millions. There's no special utility that Bitcoin has to be a store of value. There's no special feature of it that makes it a good store of value. So let's see. Now she's talking about Ripple selling 1.22 billion worth of XRP as a tool to finance its business. AI commented that if Ripple decides to sell shares and go public, XRP could potentially be worthless, obsolete. I further added investors may be angered by Ripple's move to. These are just random statements that are emitting from her mouth during this interview, I guess, that she did, but there's nothing to back it up. Why would XRP be worthless? What does the structure of the company have to do with the product offering of on-demand liquidity? If Christy I'm sure she doesn't listen. I only have 1,000 or 1,100 subscribers. I'd love to hear her version of why this will happen. Oh, and again, I don't know if she's saying it will happen. She's saying could potentially be. So she's qualified it to leave herself a doorway there by saying XRP could potentially be worthless, obsolete. I don't. If they move their country to Venezuela or their company to Venezuela and become a government-ran Venezuelan entity, the product still remains the same. The use cases still remain the same. So I don't see why people are so hung up on this IPO and commingling the worth of shares with XRP. There's no reason to do that. I guess people like to fill word counts and put out stories and stuff, but there's no real reason to do it. Jeffrey Tucker, the editorial director, believes it's not so straightforward to estimate the effect on XRP. I think what they're actually worth is what they are buying and selling for right now. Yeah, that's pretty much true. He's saying XRP is worth what the market says they're worth, and they are at this moment in time. We think speculatively that it will be worth more, and that's why we try to buy it low now and sell high later. Anything could happen. XRP could fall to zero, but it could also be worth $1 million. This is the first $1 million price prediction I've seen for XRP. But it's not really a price prediction based on TA. I get what he's saying, but I don't think we'll ever see XRP at $1 million. Maybe 1,500 years from now or something. With inflation and stuff. Crypto is a complicated technology. It can't be valued the same way you're valuing stocks. And this is something I said earlier in this piece. I think she's just talking about it because somebody asked her about it without having done the research there. So, Christy, I'd recommend boning up, maybe talking to some in the community. I'm not saying that she needs to talk to me, but certainly understand basic company structures and why this IPO would not be that big of a deal. shouldn't be that big of a deal to the price valuation of XRP, and I would also try to decouple your thinking from saying things like Ripple's XRP. I mean, if you're talking about the XRP that Ripple owns and is in escrow, that's one thing. Um, that's like me saying my XRP that I have on my Ledger Nano, but the way you're presenting it here, it's like Ripple just decides when they want to create more XRP and put it out on the market or something like that, or that they own the ledger, and they don't. So there's that, and I just wanted to share with you a nice bullish quote from one of our friends from DIY Investing. Whenever XRP decides to wake up its game, whenever XRP decides to wake up, it's game over for all these shitcoins. IPO more like Moon City. So we're gonna like that from DIY Investing. He didn't. I'm sure he has some technical analysis on why he believes this, because he is a chart analyst that we follow pretty closely. But I always love to see the bullish XRP sentiment. So call me a fanboy. I'm a fanboy. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't offend me. And I'm sure he's got negatives and positive likes on here. So we're going to pop up some screens here at the end for you to click so you can continue your crypto insider journey. Um, or subscribe, and we appreciate all that. Like I said, we do send things to charity. Today I did not get my confirmation tweet yet, so I'm going to reach out to Good XRP if it doesn't come within a few hours and make sure they are getting donations before we send any more. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later.